What's up, High Ride City? This is the 17.4 second monster that came out of the crap Camaro. So it's a 305. Currently, for what I'm doing with this, I don't need a lot of that's on it, including this transmission. Wanted a way to get rid of this 305 without. Wanted to find a good home for the 305. So what I'm actually doing is we're taking this and putting it in the V8 Subaru. Main reason being, V8 Subaru's engine is built, and I don't know how built. I don't know how monster of a cam that's in it. I know it's got a pretty gnarly intake on it. Well, it's got aluminum intake on it and valve covers. And, the way I figure it, with just that bit of combo, I should be pushing pretty close to 300 at minimum. Excuse me. So, this 305 does not. If any of you have been following along long enough to know, the trans that's in this V8 Subaru is actually an S10 transmission out of a S10 with a 4.3 in it. So, and the rear is a stock Subaru rear that I put in there a long time ago. So I decided we're going to put this 305 with the 2-barrel intake and everything and get the kinks worked out of it that way. So we're going to use the HEI distributor, the whole nine. So I need to get this Turbo 350 trans off. Alright, I got 90% of all the accessories pulled off, the mounts and everything else. I really don't feel like making the effort of really cleaning this. I just want to drive this daggone car. So in efforts to speed this along, to get this car done, at least to the point where we can start driving it and having some fun, I've pulled all the accessories that are not being used into this car. I'm keeping a lot of it because I'm going to need it for one of the other projects that one of the other extra small boxes going in. So the one that's in the car is more than likely going to go back in the crap Camaro. I need to find T56 because that's the route I'm going with that. So carburetor, I'm not even going to bother rebuilding it. It's been sitting since the 90s, and it's a lowly 2-barrel. I was planning to rebuild it, but since it's been sitting so long, it's going to be gummed up pretty bad. A brand new one of these is $88 off of eBay, so we're going to go that route. And then do tune-up cap, rotors, plugs, wires, all that once it's in the car, because I gotta get the exhaust mounted and fitted and all that, the headers on, all that stuff. So let me get the other motor pulled out now that this one's ready, and I gotta pull the oil pan off this one and put it onto that motor just for storage sake. I'll end up putting an aftermarket one on because they're pretty inexpensive nowadays for small block Chevrolets. Alright, so I got oil pans changed over, some of the front accessories changed over, flywheels off the other motor. It's sitting under the table under there for now. The only thing actually that's still on there that I kind of need is, is the pilot bearing. I need that. I don't have one currently on here, so I need to find one. As you can see, I've got the new motor made it to the trans, and it's all about back into the car. So I had some issues getting the distributor out initially. It had a lot of stuff gummed up on it and everything else. So I was just checking to make sure the strut brace would still fit with the 2-barrel and all that jazz. So started putting the accessories on. I haven't changed the plugs out yet. I haven't even got the starter on. I need new bolts. I'm not putting the gigantic one back on. This is the original. This is a mini starter almost kind of thing. The bolts I have are too long, so. That was actually the first starter I bought for the other motor, and it was actually the wrong one initially. The other original motor is older, and it has the pattern where the bolts are in a line instead of diagonal. So I'm going to end up using the one that was wrong initially and save that one for that motor when it goes in the other car. So I also got some headway on the bottom of it. I had the original gas tank sitting over there on the floor. Well, not original. When I did the rear wheel drive swap into this car, since it was front wheel drive when I bought it, I went ahead and swapped over to the all-wheel drive gas tank as well. But given the fact of where I'm headed with this project, I do not have room for an exhaust, or the exhaust I have planned, or anything of that nature. So, excuse me. This is actually my exhaust. Well, one of them. I have two of these. These are leftovers from somebody in their Mustang block body. So I'm basically going to run the same. So it's offset in and out with a dump. So I turn down. Basically all I plan to do is I'm going to cut what's left of this pipe off. And it's going to go right here where the original gas tank went. So pretty simple, easy. Just going to come down the side, the drive shaft, up underneath it, a cross member, and up to the header. So I got one for each side, no big deal. I still got to take some of this rear apart because this shaft here is not seated. This is the thing for the fuel pump. You got a fuel cell to go into the trunk. Got the drive shaft. It's in and bolted. So it's rather close quarters. I hope it does. I'm hoping it doesn't move too much. I've already been, like I said, been collecting a lot. So I have these, the expansion flex pipes. I also have this mandrel deal. I might need more than this. Spark plugs are in here. I need to hunt down the headers that I built. I don't know. I think I made a video of those. I can't remember. They're sitting over there on top of the box with the fuel cell. I have collector ball and socket joints I'm going to be using. I don't like the 3-flange ones. I think they're in the car somewhere. I'm going to clean the car out. But so that goes down. I can start working on the inside of the car. I got a whole I got a whole mess of gauges and stuff for the car. Do the dreaded thing I don't want to do and wire it. So batteries going in the trunk, fuel cells going in the trunk, power steering, a water pump, and the alternators. The alternators got to go to the Minute Nights to have them go through it. Switch to a single wire, so I don't have to deal with all that. So we're moving along. So just figured I'd give you an update, show you where we're at today.